Yo guys, what's going on? Here in the crude oil garage, I'm gonna fix up these Dakota Digital gauges that crapped out on me today. I was riding my bike, trying to get some good sunshine, some knees in the breeze, you know, that kind of stuff, but they crapped out on me. I'm gonna go ahead and get these fixed up. So I'm gonna show you how to take off that front fairing and troubleshoot any of the issues that are going on with these gauges. I can flip that switch and nothing really happens. Here, let me show you real quick. Now the little light's on. That's about it. So we're coming up right now. Okay guys, so these outer fairings, they're pretty simple to take off. They just got 3 screws on the front. Mine's got the Phillips heads in them just because I got this little trim piece right here on them. And then you have 4 T27 Torx bolts on the other side. I'm gonna show you real quick on how to do that. So we're gonna take these off first, just the outside ones. The middle one you wanna kind of leave because that's gonna kind of hold everything together. Put them in a safe place. I just stick them in my pocket. And I always just loosen the center one, pull the windshield out here in just a second. Take that out, kind of loosen it. This one, the center screw is a little bit longer than the other ones. It holds everything in a little bit better. So on the right hand side here, we've got the T27s up top, one right here, and then we got the same thing on the other side too. So you want to make sure to take them all out, otherwise that fairing's not going to come out. So we're using that T27 Torx bit right here. Easy as that right there. And here's the left hand side. Same deal guys. Just take the 2 Torx bits out and you're done. Now just keep in mind which one you took out from where. As you can see, one's longer, one's shorter. The long one goes on top, shorter one on the bottom. Okay guys, back to the front of the bike here. We just want to finish taking out that middle screw and watch the fairing come out. We're going to set the windshield to the side. We're going to unplug the headlight and it all just comes apart, and then you just put your fairing in a nice safe place where it won't get banged up or scratched up. Cover that guy up. Phillips head screwdriver again. Finish taking that out. Kind of hold it in place. Set that outside. Windshield pops off nice and easy. So if you want to know how to do your windshield, that's the easy way to do it. You don't really need to unscrew any of the other ones to take out your windshield. You just need to loosen up those Torx bits and then loosen up the 3 Phillips heads in the front of the fairing, and then your windshield comes out if you want to swap your windshield out. All right, so you can see right in here, guys, see this green plug right here? This is connected to my Hawworks LED headlight. It's got the halo and stuff in it. All you gotta do is just unplug that right there, and then your fairing detaches right away. Done, see? Taking that right away. Okay guys, so looking right inside here, the gauges kind of go right up inside here. This little vent thing's got to come out of the way. That's when you're replacing your gauges or changing them out like I did. from your stock ones. So there's a T27 Torx bit that's here, one here, and then this unit just slides right out. But I'm gonna see if I can get a pick in there just to pull the plug out and plug it back in and see if that does the trick. So this is a zoomed out picture of the back of the gauges. So here's the gauge wiring right up in here. It also runs to the other clusters here, but it's this main one right in here that kind of gets popped out sometimes. So I'm gonna get a pickup in there and pop it out and pop it back in and see what happens. So I'm just using this pick that's got the little 45 on it that I can get up in there. You know, I'm just gonna go ahead and take this vent out of here and get it out of my way, because I want to be able to pull that out and be able to plug it back in. Careful with these because they're super short, and if you drop them in there, it could be kind of a little bitch to get them out. And this guy just pops out like so. I've got my radio stuff kind of tucked in there, so I'm just going to put this out of the way right here. But you can see that exposes the back of the gauges a little bit better. Here's your main harness right here, this one with the gray clips on it. Is that gray or green? I don't know. I'm freaking colorblind. So I'm going to pop those suckers off. Pick. Get the other one right up underneath there. Should pop right out just like that. See that? That's your main one. And then, so the main one runs into here. This is the again the Dakota Digital. I believe it's the MLX-8414 gauges, their newest line of gauges. So a lot of times that's just taking that out and plugging it back in to reset it. Okay, so we got that plugged back up there. Let's fire it up and see what happens. Okay guys, so you saw how I just unplugged that and plugged it back in. We got the security light, it's blinking now. It wasn't blinking before, so that kind of also told me that something was wrong, but all of the gauges, they would not fire up. Security light, the little key thing here, would just stay solid. So I went ahead and just unplugged it, let it sit there for a couple seconds, plugged it back in and see what happens. Bam. Dakota Digital gauges, they're working all over again. So I'm going to make another video and show you all the function of these MLX-8414 Dakota Digital gauges. Show you the ins and outs of those guys because they're pretty cool. They're Bluetooth enabled, so you got a smartphone app that you can control them. You can change all these colors. You could change all the data that you get on all of these gauges. So if I didn't want my volts and I wanted like head temperature, I could do that. Well, that's what I got over there. Oil pressure, oil temperature, stuff like that. Super customizable. Pretty much badass. So I'll make another video here in a little bit just with the functions of the gauges, but they're pretty awesome. But I'm glad they're working. I knew it wasn't anything big. Sometimes that main wiring harness, they just loosen up after a little bit. So got it all fixed. We're gonna get it buttoned up and be done. So guys, just to put this all back together, we just put it back on in reverse order. So if you don't remember how you took it off in the first place, then I don't know how you're gonna know how to put it back on, okay? So take it off, put it back on, same exact order, and it's good to go from there. If you really forget, just come back to this video and we'll go from there. Guys, this just goes back on in the same order that it came off of. So if you really want to see it, then just watch the video again, because I'm going to put it back on and probably record it for you guys. So if you forget how to do it, just come back to the video and I'll show you how to do it. Top vent goes on first. It's got these little clip things in there. Top vent goes on first. These little T27 Torx nuts, whatever. I mean, they're a little greasy. You like these greasy nuts I got in my hand? I bet you do, you filthy bastards.
Just so you got one left nut, kind of pinch it up in there, right here. Just get it started by hand. By the way, these are the only nuts I ever put in my hand. This sucker right here on the right hand side. Doesn't have to be crazy torqued down, just pretty much tight, hand tight. Just screw them in like you normally would. So one of these days I'll do a video on the stereo system that I got in here. It's the Sony XAV-AX5000. I know there's a 7000 out now, which is pretty cool. 5000, got the 5000 probably 3 months before the new one came out, and now I want to get rid of this one and put in the new one. But not going to do it right now. Don't really need to. But as you can see, the setup is a lot different than going with your bone stock stuff. So steering wheel control or handlebar control module right here. Everything's just pretty much comes wired, plug and play. If you want instructions on how to wire, I could help you out with that too. But the cool thing about running an aftermarket head unit is you can put in an aftermarket amp. So this head unit is capable of running the 2 front speakers that are in the fairing. Now the amp could actually run 4 channels. So you could run, if you have lower fairing speakers, which I don't have lower fairings on here, and saddlebag speaker lids, you could run those too. So you could run up to 6 speakers with it. This one's bridgeable up to 400 watts of power out of it. So it's actually not too bad, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about fixing those gauges. Let's get back to it. I'm just plugging the headlight on back in. And these, just kind of make sure that all your wiring is up out of the way so nothing gets pinched down there. Bottom's first. It's going to kind of hang there a little bit. Sometimes you might want to need an extra hand to hold this. I've done this so many times that I usually just get it to balance right there. And here's where I want to take my long Phillips screw that goes in the center of the windshield, because that's going to kind of hold everything together. Windshield goes back on like so. Don't forget the bling. Now this one goes kind of pretty far in there. You want to make sure your weather stripping is in the right spot too. So I just give it a couple twists and a nice little tug right there to make sure it holds it. It's not going anywhere. Now we want to get to the Torx bits on the other side and tighten those bad boys up. But definitely make sure that your weather stripping isn't coming off, because that's a bad day if water gets up inside your fairing. So we're up here on the left-hand side. What does this want? Hey honey, how's it going?
Hi, you okay?
Yeah, we probably gonna need some drinks.
What?
I don't know.
What kind of drinks would you like?
Surprise me.
Yes, but what kind?
Um,
Like soda? Or
we have that.
what's the matter?
Nothing.
Tell me.
All right, talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. I tell you, that woman always calls at the worst time. I hope she's not subscribing to this video. Oh well, we'll find out. Okay, back to it. Here's my screws, the T27 Torx that I took out of there. Remember, long one goes on top, short one goes on bottom. Right in here. I like to line these up, get them hand tight, of course. Again, make sure your weather stripping is not coming off in any way, shape, or form. Good. Snap down there, good. Okay, over here on the right hand side, same process. Just get your brake up in there. Okay guys, let me tell you, you do not want to strip these bad boys out at all. Because then you're buying a new fairing and you're drilling these suckers out. And you don't want to do that. Hasn't happened to me, but I could imagine that it would be awful. And the short guy again, T27 Torx. I'll just do it. What does she want? Never ending with that woman. What's that vibrating? Did she leave her toys in here? I guess it is the crude oil garage, isn't it? All right, done and done. Now we're going to the last two screws and then we'll tighten everything on up. So some of you guys might be interested in, there's a GoPro mount that goes right there in the center. I don't have it on because I just don't want to leave it on there all the time. But you can find it on Amazon. Nice little GoPro mount if you want to do that. And then I always take the power cable and run it on through there, plug it into the lighter adapter spot or the auxiliary plug, whatever the heck you want to call it. I don't know, I just see a dark hole and I just shove it in there, just kind of jam it in that hole and it seems to work just fine. All right, now that the bike is sufficiently screwed, I think we're ready to ride again. This one you don't want to torque too much because it will bend your trim piece if you've got one on there. But you want it in there nice and snug so your windshield doesn't come out or flop around like that. It will evenly disperse that. Get that one back in. This one is good. Let's make sure everything works now. Headlight, blinkers, yep. 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 It's good as new, fellas.
So I was coming out here to the garage guys today to fix the Dakota Digital gauges that I showed you earlier. And guess what? I found my son out here playing with his Woody. Can you believe that? What the hell is that kid doing? Can you imagine if there was a adult Toy Story? This guy would still be Woody, and well, he'd probably look a little bit different. We'll just leave it at that.
Thanks guys for watching Crude Oil Garage. If you like this video, actually, what the heck am I doing? We gotta check and make sure this stuff worked. I don't wanna just put out videos and this junk not work. What do you think? Let's check it out. That alarm is kind of loud, but yep, everything's working. Got my Sony deck on here going, so now this is pretty cool because you can connect it to Android Auto and Apple CarPlay and stuff, but that's for another video coming up. All right guys, we're all done right here with fixing those Dakota Digital gauges. If you liked the video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and also check out these other videos right up in this area somewhere. Just check them out. You know, if you need to know how to change oil, like if you don't have a man card or something, come and watch. We'll help you out. Thanks again for watching Crude Oil Garage.